guys, and welcome to another podcast here today. I'm Esteban.
And I'm Mock.
And today we have a relatively big...
Big-ish
little thing.
Docket.
That.
Yes. We have a reasonably sized docket this week.
And
we're two-manning it. Steven's not here.
Yeah.
And Noel has not been here for some time.
Soon.
So we're just continuing that
Soon
trend.
he'll be here.
Yeah, he'll be back. He'll make his guest appearance sometime in June. But for now, it's just us two, and we got a reasonably sized docket. We spent a long time talking about this.
Yeah.
Want to just jump into it?
Let's just jump into it.
Right,
First, it was released today. Uncharted.
Yeah, Uncharted 4.
Yeah.
It
looks beautiful.
It
That's
looks
all I can
really
say
good.
about it.
I've only seen a little bit of the gameplay.
I've seen about 5 to 10 minutes of it. As far as I can say, it looks really good. It looks like the story's really strong. But that's all I know right now.
I mean, I would hope so. I mean, everybody that's reviewed it so far is giving it really good scores. And it looks to be, gameplay-wise, just more of the same.
Yeah, little so-and-so.
Yeah.
Male version of Tomb Raider, basically.
Yeah, okay, sure.
But, I mean, we have to talk about it just simply because it's the game that's coming out. But I know not enough about it, and...
I have not got my hands on it yet.
Exactly. So we have nothing to talk about it.
Nope. I didn't even know you were going to bring it up. It's
Moving
not on the
on.
docket. Moving on to the actual docket. Fallout 4's Far Harbor trailer came out a couple days ago.
Right.
Within the last week. It's the last part of the announced DLC. And then they have 2 more after that have not been announced officially.
Oh.
Looks dope though.
I haven't seen it. I saw the picture of it, but I haven't seen it actually.
Yeah, it's as far as like landmass and content, it's supposed to be just bigger than the Shivering Isles for Oblivion, which you also have not played.
I have not played, no.
It's going to introduce new enemies, new weapons, a new land area.
That's cool.
New quests. I imagine new settlement locations too.
Dope.
Yeah, so
That's pretty much why I want Fallout.
Yeah, settlement building.
Yeah.
And last Friday they released the survival mode too.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah, and I've been playing that. It's really
Fun?
fucking hard.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the guns do like more realistic damage. So like enemies are falling to a couple bullets, but so are you.
Right.
Like you get taken down in like 3 hits. And that's pretty much it.
Sounds like expert mode on a zombie game.
It's pretty much expert mode, and then they throw in. You can only save at a bed, whereas before you could quick save wherever. Right. You can only save in a bed. Your carrying capacity, like how much stuff you can have on you at one time.
So it sounds like DayZ to me, maybe.
Kind of. It's kind of like DayZ, but Fallout.
Right.
I don't know. It's super cool. There's like diseases and shit you can catch. You have to eat and sleep.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's super fun. It's hard though.
You know what looks super fun though?
What?
Lego.
Yeah, Lego Star Wars.
Yeah. I just saw the trailer. Mock showed me a trailer of the new Lego game that's coming out for Star Wars. It looks a lot like fun.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be really good.
In brick form.
Yeah. So Lego Star Wars: The Force Awakens. We knew it was coming out.
Right. Yeah.
But they recently announced a series of missions that are going into the game. So far, they're just calling it the New Adventures. But it's like a handful of stuff that wasn't in the movie. It's like kind of expanded.
It's like the in between of the movie.
Yeah, it's like it's almost expanded universe stuff.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you could say that.
Yeah, and like not behind the scenes, but off camera things that happen.
Right. That wasn't really explained in the movie, The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Much like one of the ones that you said where it was the old man from the very first 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
The guy who gives Dameron Poe his USB thingy.
Yeah.
The location to
to Luke Skywalker.
It's more story or more background on that old man.
Yeah.
And then there was a mission of Dameron Poe saving Admiral Akbar.
There's a couple bounty hunter missions.
Han Solo and Chewie getting those, what are they called? The
Wrathguards?
Wrathguards. How they managed to get them onto their what is it called? The
Millennium Falcon.
The ship? No, because it's not in the Millennium.
Oh, the big storage giant ship.
Yeah.
Cargo ship.
Stuff like that. Stuff that already happened in Force Awakens.
But wasn't explained or given screen time.
Right.
So that's going to be really fun. It looks really cool.
Yeah. I guess we can move on from that. We're doing good time.
Yeah, moving along. Speeding kind of quick today.
Yeah.
So Amazon, as they are known to do, have outed another game. And this one's exciting for me because I have a PlayStation. And they supposedly,
so do I.
according to information, yeah, but you don't really have a PlayStation. You don't play it. You don't touch it.
I do play it.
You play FIFA.
I don't even. Okay, I haven't played anything in
Yeah.
a while.
Anyway, Infamous is being remade in HD for the PlayStation 4. It's called the Lightning Edition.
I probably wouldn't pick that up.
Yeah, it was. I don't know.
I mean, I picked the first one, but
the first one's really good.
Yeah, the first one's good.
According to the leak, it is just the first one. It's not a bundle with the second one.
Oh, it's just the first one.
It's just the first one.
Ooh, I thought it was gonna be the first like two.
I would like it if it was the first two because the second one's awesome.
Because it's a story. I mean, the second one's kind of short compared to the first one. I felt it was shorter.
Second Son was really short compared to those two.
Well, yeah.
But the PS3 ones were both pretty long.
Really?
Yeah, I spent a lot of time on them anyway.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, but so the first game is getting an HD remake called the Lightning Edition. But on top of that, Sucker Punch is supposedly making a Spider-Man game, and a demo is going to be released with the Lightning Edition of Infamous.
Right.
And this is all according to Amazon. It's kind of rumor.
So yeah, Sucker Punch is making the demo of Spider-Man, or is it a full?
Well, they're
game?
making a Spider-Man game according to this Amazon.
And the
leak.
demo's gonna be released.
And the demo for that game is going to come with the Lightning Edition. Supposedly, this is all rumor and conjecture, and it's all based on a leak from Amazon. Supposedly, so none of this is 100% fact until it's officially released.
Right.
But I would keep my ear out during E3.
Ooh, that's right. It's around the corner.
It's right around the corner. So I mean, the timing makes sense that something like this would get leaked a month or so before E3. So I mean, I'm really excited because I really, you don't seem to care for it that much.
Well, Infamous. I mean, like I've said it before. I came in late to gaming. And Infamous was just one of the games that I had to pick up later on. I mean, I picked it up for like $10. So
and did you not care for it that much, or?
I mean, as far as like PlayStation exclusives, it's one of the only good ones that I think that are actually good nowadays. Because obviously there's Spyro and stuff like that.
Okay. Oh, okay. So like modern
exclusives. It's one of the only ones that I care about. But I guess not enough to
be excited for this.
Yeah. It doesn't. I don't have any nostalgia attached to it at all.
Yeah, see, okay, so when you first told me you didn't like Infamous, I thought it was kind of funny because when Infamous came out, Prototype came out around the same time.
Right.
And they kind of competed, because they came out, I think, almost like within a week of each other.
Okay.
And they're the same kind of game. So a lot of people either fall into like the Infamous camp or the Prototype
one or
camp.
the other.
Yeah. So I thought you were like...
Oh, no.
Team Prototype. But it's just because you didn't play it really.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I mean, I am excited for this though because Infamous was like a really cool,
it was a good superhero game. It was a good idea, it was a good game, and it was executed perfectly.
Yeah, and I mean, regardless of all that, Sucker Punch is really known for kind of like platforming and maneuvering in their games because they did Sly Cooper too. They did Sly Cooper? Sucker Punch?
I don't know, they just...
Yeah, they did because Cole has a Sly Cooper sticker on his backpack.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Among other things, but so it makes sense that they would tackle something like Spider-Man, where maneuverability is like a big thing.
Yeah, movement.
Yeah. So I'm really excited because I'm mostly excited because Beanox is not touching Spider-Man anymore. I'm really done with Beanox Spider-Man games.
Well, I mean, Amazing Spider-Man 1 was pretty good.
I enjoyed that one. That was good. It was the closest we've gotten to Spider-Man 2.
Right.
Based off the Raimi movies.
Yeah.
But everything else other than that was...
I don't get why they completely went a different way with Amazing Spider-Man 2. It was just
played it, actually.
It was completely different. It's like Batman.
That doesn't sound bad.
It is when you're supposed to be web slinging.
Okay, so they tried to do Batman, but failed.
They tried to do Batman.
Okay.
It's got that same like he's about to punch you and you press triangle and it ducks or whatever. And you would think that it works because of a Spider-Sense.
Well, see, it's funny that you say that though because Spider-Man 2 had that same system.
Yeah, but it was different. It's different. I don't know how to explain it.
Is it okay? So is it an attack button, a dodge button, and a web button?
No.
No. Okay, then never mind. It's slightly different than Spider-Man 2.
It was exactly like Batman, where it's just like
dodge and punch.
Dodge and punch.
No. Well, dodge, punch, stun, and jump.
I don't even think he had a stun button, to be honest.
That's weird.
I think it was just like punch and get him off you, and then just.
Well, I don't know. I haven't played it. I would have to play it to see, but I don't know. It's kind of funny that a lot of people describe that combat system as Arkham, like an Arkham combat system, when Spider-Man 2 kind of did it first. It's just kind of funny to me.
Well, I think they just kind of capitalized on it.
They did, yeah, and because
it's Batman, it worked better with Batman,
and because the game overall was more memorable.
Yeah,
that's why people think of it that way too.
Right.
Yeah.
I know, man.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
okay. It's okay.
Yeah. Off to other games I haven't played. You played Dishonored, though, right?
I played Dishonored.
Yeah. Dishonored 2 has been officially given a release date for November 11th this year.
That's a good game.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't really have any hopes for the second one. I don't really care for... Like, it was a good game, and I did enjoy it. But I could care less if they made another one.
Why?
I don't know. Like, I don't hold anything dear to it. It was fun. And I think the powers that you were able to get were even more fun. But I just I feel like they're milking it in a way, kind of like
Do you think it warranted a sequel? Like, do you think a sequel needed to be made?
Not necessarily.
No. Because I still haven't played the first one. I'm probably gonna pick it up since there's an HD version now, right?
Yeah, there's an HD, and it's not that expensive. I think it's like less than $20.
Yeah, I'll probably pick it up soon then. Probably definitely before November. But I mean, that was kind of kept in the dark for a while. They announced it last E3, I want to say, for the first time. That was at Bethesda's.
Oh, I don't know.
I think Bethesda, they showed the trailer for it at the Bethesda conference.
Was it at E3?
E3 last year, I think, before the dope-ass Fallout 4 announcement.
The dope-ass Fallout 4.
Yeah, the one I still rewatch sometimes.
I bet you do.
But anyway, yeah, a lot of info was kind of kept in the dark for a while, so hearing that it got a release date is
I mean, the only thing I can think of is maybe just more powers. That'd be nice.
Well, it's a female protagonist too, so story-wise, it's I don't know. I haven't played Dishonored.
Yeah, just whatever. I mean, full of surprises.
Yeah,
it'd be like playing a new game.
Yeah. Speaking of games, I have to pick up. Lego Dimensions with their Series 2 figures coming out.
Right.
They're rumored to be bringing in Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
So
that's your bay right there.
More money I got to throw down.
You know what? If they make a Lego Sonic, I think I might just get it myself too, just because it's he's never been made into a Lego, so
yeah, he hasn't. He's
never been a Lego.
I wish they did. I'd buy it.
I mean, recently they released the it was like every they have like these little mystery bags, and they sell like Lego figures. Yeah. And so they have series, and the last one that I started on was monsters. So I had werewolves, ghosts, witches, stuff like that, like little figures. The last one they had, I think it was like workers, like firefighters and policemen and stuff like that. Boring. And then this month's, or I guess this set that came out is Disney figures.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. So
wait, so Disney like who though? Like Mickey, Goofy, and the gang, or like Spider-Man and Darth Vader?
No. It's Mickey characters.
Okay.
So there's Mickey, Minnie Mouse, Donald, Daisy, the little alien from Toy Story. Okay. Buzz Lightyear. No Woody.
Weird.
It's weird. They gave him the alien instead of Woody.
That is weird.
Maleficent.
Again, weird that you would go Maleficent, not Woody.
It's Maleficent. What was it? Alice in Wonderland, or Alice, I guess. The Cheshire Cat, to go with Alice. It was Peter Pan, Captain Hook, Syndrome, and Mr. Incredible. Aladdin, the Genie.
And these are all Lego minifigures?
They're all Lego minifigures.
Cool.
Lego Genie, Lego Aladdin. What was the other one? I have a couple in here. I already said those. Peter Pan and Syndrome. Stitch is there as well.
Cool.
Fuck. Who are the other ones? God damn it. I had the paper here somewhere. I lost it. I don't know. But it's just a bunch of little figures like that. And we started off like, oh, we're going to get a couple here. Just the ones that we want. And my sister already collected them all. We went, she made me get up with her in the morning to go to Toys R Us to pick up. Like the first day we saw them, because they were released on May 1st. And so we went to Toys R Us that day, just like around 4 or something like that. And we saw like a box, and it was like half empty, and we ended up taking the whole box with us. And now we have they're like 22 figures, something like that.
That's a lot.
It's a lot, yeah.
I think the important thing here, though, is that none of them are Sonic.
Yeah, exactly, right. But I mean, it's interesting to hear that they're like making new characters like that.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just if bringing them to Lego Dimensions means I'm gonna get new kits like us. So apart from the game, like I'm all for that.
Yeah, like I know, like they still haven't made a Mario one.
I mean, do they have the rights to Mario?
I don't know.
To make Mario stuff?
Well, I mean, how do they have the rights to Sonic?
Well, I mean, Nintendo doesn't own Sonic.
I know, but still, like, how do they get the rights to Sonic and not Mario?
Well, because I imagine Sonic Team is more lenient with Sonic rights than Nintendo is with Mario. Mario is Nintendo's really stingy with Mario.
Please take my Sonic and make it good.
Yeah,
because I can't.
Give us money for this, please.
Will Sonic promote for food?
Yeah, Sonic will promote for food. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, watch here. This is
What are you pulling out? What'd you drop? You broke something.
These are the figures that I was telling you.
Oh, okay, cool. So you got the monsters there, and then
the Mario ones in the back are bootleg, so don't look at those.
Those aren't official.
No.
The Spider-Man one is also not official.
It's not official. No. He has no shirt.
Yeah. Okay. So the werewolves look cool. They have big bone sticks.
Yeah, tails too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's neat. And Ghost, Peter Pan, Cinderella.
I did like how they made. I got these bootleg ones at fucking Swami. This Mario one.
Mm.
It's pretty legit. I mean, look at his little hat.
Yeah, his little hat it all looks pretty good.
I mean, it has a hammer for some reason because he's a hammer bro, I guess.
I guess.
But whatever.
That ghost one looks pretty cool. I like the ghost one.
Yeah, it looks like a Dimension.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah. So do you know how much Lego Dimensions is still it is right now, or
the game or the figure sets?
The game, like just the starter pack game by itself.
Oh, I think it's about $50 to $80. I think.
Can you get just the disc? Like just the game?
I think right now we don't take those in. GameStop, so I don't think you get a separate.
Oh, because you can't really play without the pad.
You need
anyway.
the pad and the thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so you need to get the starter pack. And you guys don't have used like.
We have
the pads, right?
No, we don't take those in yet. I'm pretty sure we're gonna be doing that soon.
Well, probably with Series 2 coming out, I imagine you might.
Because Infinity and Amiibos, we do take them pre-owned.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm imagining soon we'll be able to take in the Dimensions.
Yeah.
So I was trying to make us into Legos, and that one would be you. But I don't have any hair.
Saltos doesn't have glasses.
Yeah, he doesn't have glasses. This one does, though. That's the only one I have.
Oh, the yellow one?
Yeah.
Fucking racist.
Oh, shit!
So it works.
Yeah. So for now, it's just right there.
Alright.
Moving on.
Moving on. We touched on Nintendo there, kind of. So the NX maybe using cartridges instead of discs.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, I mean, it's not like they're bringing it back from the N64. I mean,
no.
3DS still uses
3DS
cartridges.
uses cartridges.
But like big HD games.
But
like,
what kind of cartridges are they using?
I imagine something a little bigger than the 3DS is.
Oh yeah, obviously, but
right. I mean,
but would it be just like a bigger version of the 3DS cartridge, or would it be like?
I don't know. I mean, they'll stylize it a little bit, I'm sure.
Or would it be like the 64 and just stick on top or something?
I don't know. Maybe like I said, they'll probably stylize it and have it fit into a slot just right.
I mean, I don't know, man.
Like just right.
Just right.
But it's just kind of weird to see, like, for a console.
For a new console.
Yeah, like
especially when Nintendo has such a good thing with their CDs.
They're super smooth CDs.
The CDs
I love them.
Shit, dude, they're awesome.
There's something weirdly satisfying about those CDs.
But just molesting those CDs.
Yeah.
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 Put your finger through it and then touch it on the sides.
Just stimulate the edges a little bit. Just caress them.
Something, I don't know, but they're doing good stuff there. I don't know why they're gonna change it.
And I don't think producing cartridges is any cheaper than discs. It might actually be more expensive.
Well, I mean, it's more plastic, I guess, but...
But what that also could mean is less hardware in the console itself to be reading a disc.
Yeah.
Because when you plug in the cartridge, it's just pop and go.
And since Nintendo is mostly based on, like, a child clientele, cartridges are hard to break than
hard
CDs.
to break, you don't scratch them, they're easy to pop in.
Exactly.
So I mean, it makes sense. It's just kind of weird in this day and age for a home console to be using cartridges.
I mean, if you really think about it, if they're not necessarily fighting to compete against, because at this point they're not competing anymore, they're just doing their own thing.
They are doing their own thing and surviving.
Because I mean, they're doing more than surviving, but they're not competing. It's just they're
too far behind to compete.
They're just floating on the water.
Yeah.
They're not really like sinking. They're just there.
Yeah.
And so I mean, if they're doing this and it's just to make life easier for their, for their buyers, I imagine I guess it's a good idea. And then,
I mean, it might work out. It's just so weird.
It's just weird.
Like, to think of the new Zelda footage, like, running off of a cartridge, you know? It's just weird to think about, like, an HD game on a cartridge.
It'd be like plugging in your 64 and seeing that.
Yeah, plugging in your 64 and playing fucking...
Which reminds me,
I don't know.
I'm thinking about maybe uploading some 64 footage on a channel.
Yeah, you know, there's always room. We have free days.
We have a couple of, like, I guess we're starting to get more 64 games at our store. A lot of big titles, man. We got GoldenEye at the store. We have Smash Brothers. We have fucking Diddy Kong Racing.
That could be fun.
We have, I mean, I have a 64 somewhere in there. But I only have one controller, so we're gonna have to fix that.
Yeah. Do you guys not take controllers right now, or?
At least not that I know of.
No,
we do take it, I think, but
you just don't have any at the store.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, that'd be awesome.
So that might be a possibility, guys.
Just keep an eye out for that if you happen to listen to our podcast and watch our YouTube.
Right.
Oh yeah. Yeah, cartridges. Fucking cartridges, man.
How cool would it look like if they actually looked like the 64 cartridges?
I don't know if that would fly. I mean, just
Like-
because it's not pretty.
Well, it wasn't pretty, but it'd be funny.
I mean,
like
before it looked kind of cool because, like, the console's on your entertainment center, and then the game you're playing is sticking up, so you can see it from across the room.
that was kind of cool.
It was kind of cool, but like it wouldn't fit in today as far as like
And you know,
modern consoles.
they actually say that it was like, I forgot what article I was reading that they said that it was like safer to have them like on cartridges like that because I guess it would damage less. Because it had the flaps to cover the
to cover the part of that it was reading, right?
Yeah.
And
when it closed, like because when you enter the cartridge, it presses down the flaps, and when you open it, it would go back up.
Yeah, so it kept dust and shit
dust out of the system.
Mostly.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's definitely safer than these like CD drives and the disc trays. Like,
that's why it was like some were saying that was like better or something like that.
not to mention just the natural wear and tear of the disc spinning all
laser.
the time. Yeah, but even like, cause you can hear it spinning, it's grinding against something.
Yeah.
So I mean, your games will probably last longer, using a cartridge. I don't know for sure. I don't know all the technicality behind it, but
yeah, no, we're not smart people.
We're not smart people.
SMRT.
But
That's a Simpsons joke.
Yeah, SMRT. SMRT. Sticking with the games, I think we only have a couple more things. Battlefield 1 recently got a trailer.
Right. Fucking dope ass.
Which threw me off at first, that title.
Battlefield 1? I thought it was going to be a remastered version of the first one.
But there is no Battlefield 1.
There is no Battlefield 1.
The first Battlefield was 19-something or other. 1942?
I don't remember.
I don't remember the exact year, but there has never been just a Battlefield title.
One, yeah, no.
But no Battlefield 1. So it still fits. It makes sense.
It makes sense.
As far as
taking notes from Xbox One.
Yeah, that's what I thought was happening. I was like, are they doing a Microsoft thing? But so as far as like which war it is, it's World War One, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's set in an alternate timeline.
That's what I read.
Where I'm assuming Germany wins.
I don't know.
Or anything can happen, honestly.
Who can say? Wait, were we fighting Germany in World War One?
I think they were.
I don't know, man. But it's an alternate reality version of World War One.
Where
that sounds kind of.
Where the U.S. is obviously gonna lose.
They might lose, or we might have different allies. There's just different weapons. I don't know.
Well, that's funny. I saw a comment that said, because, okay, so back then there was only during that war there was only one gun. I don't remember which gun it was called, but there was only one gun. And it was like it was the reload time was horrible and.
Oh yeah.
And. Well, that was it. That was just...
Yeah, because everything in the 40s just kind of
It was just one gun. And so somebody on Facebook uploaded they put a comment there like, is there going to be guns? And then Battlefield was like, probably.
Oh, yeah, I saw
just
that.
one little... said, probably.
Yeah, probably. So, I mean, that...
Wow!
Jesus.
Don't know what that was.
We're working. That's very unprofessional.
Shut up.
So I mean, this new Battlefield, I'm as hype as I can be, which is to say, not very much.
Well, I mean, yeah, as hype as you can.
Yeah, I don't get very excited for Battlefield.
I don't get very excited for shooters.
I also don't get very excited for Call of Duty. However,
that's a lie.
With Infinite Warfare,
the lie detector determined that was a
lie. You are in fact excited for Call of Duty. No, Infinite Warfare looks kind of rad. Which, I mean, and I'm realizing I'm kind of a hipster in this situation for saying that.
I just like the trailer.
I think it looks awesome. Like, yeah, I like the trailer, but, like, what the trailer has in it looks cool to me.
It looks like a real-life person of Star Fox.
Shut up.
Like
That's what Destiny is. I love it.
Like a human version of Star Fox.
Anyway, so I mean, I guess a lot of people don't like this. They don't like
it.
They didn't like the future direction Call of Duty was going in with Black Ops 2.
Yeah.
But that was like one of the best-selling fucking Call of Duties.
Right. And people would say that that's the best Call of Duty.
Yeah. So people are getting their panties in a twist that we're doing even more sci-fi stuff now.
Right.
We're having space battles, snapping necks in Zero-G. Like, that's fucking rad to me, but there are people who miss the boots on the ground, modern military stuff.
And, well, I think they're just tired of it. I don't think they'll hate it. I think people are just tired of it.
One of my favorite pictures, though, concerning Call of Duty is, well, when Black Ops 2 was announced, a lot of people were saying they were going to boycott it. They weren't going to play it because of all the dumb future shit.
Right.
But there's a picture of someone's Steam friends list, and the title of that group is Black Ops 2 Boycott, and all the people in the list are playing Black Ops 2. So I imagine something like that's going to happen.
Obviously,
people are going to say "fuck this game," but when it comes out, everyone's going to shut their mouth.
Well, see, they're fucking up by adding. Well, it's a fuck up and not fuck up by adding Modern Warfare onto it, the remastered version, because it comes with every copy is going to come with Modern Warfare 3 remastered.
Modern Warfare 1.
1. 3? I thought it was 3.
1.
It's 1?
Yeah, the first one.
Really? Yeah. I thought it was the third one.
They're re-releasing Modern Warfare.
Well, I'm confused.
No, it's the original Modern Warfare re-released. Remade. Like, it's completely
remastered.
Yeah.
Okay, well, every copy's going to have that in it. And I think they're fucking up, sort of, because it's going to stray away from them playing the first. Because people are going to get it just because of that one.
Well, yeah.
And
but they're still going to buy it.
They're not, yeah, but they're still going to spend the money, but they're not going to play it, so. Like, well, I mean, obviously they don't give a shit, but. They
don't, because they know people, there are people who want the future stuff, like me.
Right, like you.
And there are people who kind of just want to go back to the modern. Everybody has wanted Modern Warfare remade forever. So, and those people are getting what they want. Right. They actually announced at an investors meeting the other day that they did, they knew that. They did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Because
of that.
They remembered that people didn't want to go to the future route with Black Ops 2, but that's where they want to go. They want to do new things. They want to, they just want to try something new.
Right.
And
like
so
new stuff like wall jumping and stuff like that. You can't add that to World War One stuff.
No,
obviously it wasn't there.
It'd be weird. I mean, maybe in Battlefield 1.
Battlefield 1 can do that.
Because it's alternate universe bullshit, but
it's dope.
It's kind of cool. But at the same time, they know that a large part of their fan base, as made apparent by the 300-something odd dislikes, 300,000 dislikes on their video.
Like a million, dude.
Wants to be the boots on the ground Modern Warfare military thing. So they're re-releasing Modern Warfare. So I mean, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, they know how to sell.
Yeah, definitely.
They know how to sell.
They've always known how to sell.
That's a thing. That's for sure.
I don't know. Regardless, I'm excited. The trailer was dope. I like space bullshit.
Like, I forgot what it was. It was like a Twitter thing, and some guy said if they ever remake Modern Warfare 1 or whatever, I'll eat a ball sack or something like that, or he said something like stupid like that.
Yeah.
And then Call of Duty retweeted that, and then replied with like, time to eat up" or something like that.
It's time for dinner.
Let me see if I save the picture, because it was like 3 years ago. Like they found that shit and retweeted it.
That's hilarious.
So it was like, let me see. God damn it, where is it? I know I saved that shit because it made me laugh. Is it here?
Well, I mean, we can post, if you do find it, we'll post it in the description. If you don't find it, fuck you, find it yourself. As far as video game news, though, I think that's everything we have today.
Is it?
And geez, in 30 minutes, too.
That's good.
Yeah, that's good. So want me to just move on to movies and TV?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So apparently, we'll do that in a second. Man of Steel, the garbage one from a couple years ago, is getting a prequel TV series on Sci-Fi called Krypton. Right.
And we talked about it a little bit when I mentioned it to Mock. Both him and I were.
We're
like,
a little,
stupid.
Yeah.
It's stupid. That's
By the way,
stupid.
we need to stop doing that. Talking when the microphone's not on. Because we already had a full conversation about this.
Let's just not ever talk about it.
Yeah, we'll just never talk unless the microphone's recording. But, so Sci-Fi is going to be... David S. Goyer is writing?
He's the co-writer of Batman vs. Superman. And he is writing the pilot.
Okay, so he's the writer, not the co-writer for Krypton.
Yeah, he's the writer for pilot.
And Krypton, it's going to be about Superman's grandpa.
It's going to be about 200 years before what happened in the first 15 minutes of Man of Steel.
Mm-hmm. The coolest part of Man of Steel.
And it's going to be about how the House of El, which is Superman's family, went from being a high praised family to being hated,
shunned
because their predictions of the world was going to end, and then to him regaining saving his family, I guess, or
no, he doesn't.
What was it? Like redeeming his name. I guess.
Oh, okay.
Well, trying to save his family, which of course they didn't.
It doesn't. We know how the show's going to end.
We know how it works out.
But I mean, okay. But so my question to Esteban when he was reading this article to me was, is it going to be connected to the DC cinematic universe?
Right. And what the article said was that it doesn't say that it is, but it throws Man of Steel a lot, and it's the co-writer of Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, not even the Man of Steel. It's Batman vs Superman co-writer.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of tie-ins there, and I'm assuming it might actually have something to do with it.
I'm hoping so, because I mean, just that idea on its own seems kind of lame because there's no like far-reaching consequences or anything.
Yeah, like you said. They're not Superman there. Krypton is a planet with a red sun, so it doesn't give Superman or any Kryptonians their powers.
Yeah, Kryptonians are basically just human on their own planet.
They're humans on their own planet. It's the yellow sun that we have on Earth that, since it's so young, it gives off radiation to Superman, which his skin drains and then gives off. Kind of like chloroform. Like a plant.
You mean chlorophyll?
Chlorophyll.
Chloroform is what you use on a date.
Right. On a date. Yes.
Yeah, so Kryptonians on Earth are like
humans.
Planets using chloroform.
Yes.
Alright. But so Krypton, it's a prequel, hopefully, to Man of Steel.
It's a prequel series.
And that sounds more interesting because that means it could tie into the movies. There could be some far-reaching consequences. Right. And it's just more interesting to me.
And of course, we'll have a younger version of Russell Crowe, I guess, because they can't afford Russell Crowe. I don't think they can afford Russell Crowe, so it'd probably be like a younger version of Superman's dad.
Yeah, Jor-El. Do you know what his grandpa's name is?
I don't know his grandpa's name. I didn't even know he had a grandpa.
Well, I mean, he had to have had a grandpa, right?
Not in the Man of Steel universe.
Oh, right, because they're all born from like pods or whatever, right? Yeah, you're right.
So I'm already confused.
Oh shit. This already doesn't make sense. It's garbage already.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I have to look into it, but as far as I know, I have no idea what's going on.
It's garbage already. Never mind.
Because Superman
may as well not even watch it.
Actually, no, that's a lie. Because Superman was the firstborn in 100 years. And this is based on 100 years ago.
Oh, okay.
So it's before all that happened.
Okay.
So I guess it.
Well, no, that still doesn't make sense.
How does it not make sense?
Well, I mean, if his grandpa so his grandpa was alive 200 years ago.
Right.
Did he give birth to, like, Jor-El?
Yeah.
But he can't, because Jor-El wasn't naturally born like Superman. So how is he Superman's grandpa?
How do you know Jor-El's not 100 years old?
Shut up. Anyway, this is stupid.
Well,
everything about Superman's dumb. I hate Superman so much.
It's going to be interesting to find out how they
Lex Luthor for president.
Yes. I like that. I love Lex Luthor. It's gonna be interesting how they plan it all out, because obviously we're finding already like a couple of things here and there that might not work out.
Yeah. Anyway.
But I'm sure they know what they're doing, sort of.
While we're on the topic of like
superheroes,
superheroes and TV movie crossovers, like I'm a little disappointed there hasn't been more crossover, like especially in Civil War, since we're coming up on that. We'll just briefly mention it. There isn't a whole lot of reference to the TV heroes. Like there is no reference to the TV heroes.
What do you mean?
Like Daredevil clearly exists.
Oh yeah.
Jessica Jones. And
yeah, that's right. There's nothing.
There's nothing.
Nothing. At least not that I caught.
Outside of like the obvious superheroes who are present, there's no mention of any. But there's no Easter eggs that I saw or mention of anybody else.
I mean, no, nothing. Not at all.
Yeah.
You would think that. Okay. Fuck. Okay. We said no spoilers, right? So.
What are you getting into the Spider-Man thing?
Yeah, sort of.
So how Tony knows Spider-Man? Like,
yeah.
Okay, see, that's my issue, because he was obviously kind of monitoring.
Yeah. Okay,
right?
So.
This is not a spoiler. This is very minor story.
We know that Tony Stark has Spider-Man join his team.
That's in the trailer.
That's in the trailer. We all know this. But the way he finds Spider-Man, he could easily have found Daredevil.
He really should have been able
because
to
Daredevil was actually in the newspapers. Like
he's been in the newspapers.
He's not a secret. Like Spider-Man was kind of a secret. He's kind of a myth.
He was only kind of captured on YouTube.
Yeah,
that was it.
Whereas Daredevil has been on the news. He's been
called Daredevil in the newspapers.
Devil's Hell's Kitchen. He pretty much has a whole territory already.
Yeah,
and you would think that he would have gone with him.
Then there was the whole
having been more established as a superhero.
Exactly. And with Kingpin, like that there's a huge incident.
Yeah.
Then there was a huge incident with the Purple Man and Jessica Jones.
Right.
I mean, and you would think there'd be more mention of some of these superhumans.
Exactly.
Or at least an introduction to
nothing.
So that's a little sad.
And we can't even expect to see a Daredevil mention Spider-Man because the season just ended.
Maybe though.
Maybe next season.
Maybe.
Or, okay. So I don't know if we talked about it, but Punisher's getting its own series.
Did we mention that on the last episode, or is that fairly new?
I don't think we did.
That's fairly new. We haven't talked about that since we last recorded.
Yeah, so Punisher's getting his own series. That's a new thing.
Yeah.
And we could potentially see Spider-Man in that series, or at least mention of Spider-Man.
It would make sense for Tom Holland to show up in there because Punisher's first appearance was in Spider-Man. He was being a dick and trying to kill him.
Exactly, for
reasons, because the villain told him
to. And they're really, I mean, depending on how they do the storyline, because if it's like sometime after the second season, or if it's during his time in the war, which is before you arrive in the second season. If it's after, then he can just easily tie it in with Spider-Man.
Easily.
There could be videos of him, and he could be hunting him down for whatever reason.
Yeah. While we're on the Punisher, I kind of want to talk about it. We've talked about Punisher a little bit, right?
Let's just bring it up.
There was like one scene in particular I kind of wanted to talk about. For most of the season 2, it's mostly a revenge story. Right. He's not really the Punisher yet, you know?
Yeah, no.
He's not punishing villains. He's getting revenge. Except for one guy. Do you remember who he actually punishes and has nothing to do with his family dying?
It's no.
It's the shady clerk who tries selling him child porn.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that scene a lot, not just because a child molester got it.
Yeah.
But it's the first time we actually see the Punisher
in his truest form.
But it's really like his true superhero. I guess you call him
quote unquote
superhero form.
Right.
Because that guy had nothing to do with his family's murder.
Yeah, it was just in the wrong way. He offered the wrong thing to the wrong person.
Yeah, he was gonna overlook all his illegal doings, but the second he offered him child porn, he had to be punished. I thought that was really cool. Yeah. That was I just wanted to mention that.
One of the things I didn't mention. Okay, so I spoke to Steven about it. I don't know if I talked to you about it. But obviously when they both applied, him and Tom Holland applied to join the Marvel Universe, they did their scenes together because they were filming together, right?
Yeah, we talked about this.
We talked about this.
Yeah.
But I didn't mention to you that the scene that I think they used was the scene where they're on the rooftop and where Daredevil was tied to the chimney and talking to Punisher.
Oh, you think that might have been Spider-Man?
I think that's the scene, because he doesn't refer to him as Daredevil or Devil. He refers to him as Red.
He calls him Red. Oh, but that could easily be Spider-Man. Well, I mean, they could also rewrite that scene.
Exactly, but I mean, I feel like that scene could also work well for both, because they're both talking to each other. Yeah,
you're right. Damn.
And now seeing this new Spider-Man, like actually seeing him in action and putting him in that spot, it would work. Like a beaten Spider-Man. Where he's already done, he's beaten.
Yeah. Like in the exact same position as Daredevil, tied up to the chimney and like talking about how people can be saved.
Exactly.
I think you're probably right. If not the exact scene, then definitely something very similar.
Something similar to that.
Oh man, I would love to see Tom Holland do that scene now. Yeah. You're talking about it. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
And I said this a long time ago to Steven, and now that I've seen this new Spider-Man do it, I feel like it's... I can almost certainly say that that's the scene that they did. Yeah. Just because it doesn't require you to do any action.
No, it's all dialogue.
It's just all dialogue, and it fits well.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn.
I've been dying to see those.
It exists somewhere.
It exists somewhere.
That footage exists somewhere, probably on the internet. Somebody emailed it to somebody else.
It needs to be released.
I would love it if anybody out there was able to leak it or
Any,
I'm not telling you to go hack someone's stuff, but like if you were able to do that and like get that footage, that'd be great.
Or even just like a deleted scene on a DVD or something.
Yeah, let's do a bonus feature
something.
thing.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Do it for us.
Oh, that would be great. You think they're ever going to release like the Netflix shows on DVD?
I think they have. I think the Daredevil. I think I've seen Daredevil 1.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I saw it on Vudu. It's on Vudu for sale.
Really?
Yeah. It's like $24 or $25, something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So is I think Jessica Jones.
You still haven't finished Jessica Jones, have you?
I have not.
God damn it.
I don't have to. It doesn't tie in with the fucking Marvel Universe.
The second half of that show, though, is a lot better than the first half.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that right now. Because David Tennant's amazing as Kilgrave.
That I can say that I know.
Yeah.
He's a great actor.
He's a great actor, so you need to finish that damn show.
Well, moving on. Did you want to continue to Civil War?
No. Like I said, I just wanted to touch on the Punisher and Spider-Man a little bit. So we'll come back to Civil War at the end.
Yeah.
That was just a taste. Infinity War, though, is going to be getting a rename.
Right.
It's undergoing a name change at some point.
And see, this is perfect because I don't know. I think I mentioned to you that I was having issues with how the movies were placed because if it's Infinity 1 and 2, it's a year apart from each other.
Well, that wouldn't be the first time that's happened.
But there's movies between them. And I was thinking, like, how are they going to make it? It ends here, and then there's movies between them, and then it starts up again.
I mean, that still makes sense, kind of. Because, I mean, those are solo movies.
Yeah.
I mean, those are heroes that are being introduced to the MCU.
But you would think that it has something to do with the story, prolonging the story of what happened, instead of having it to be, this is how it happened.
There would be that kind of expectation when you go to those movies.
Like, you want to see what happened after that movie,
yeah,
and what's going to happen next.
Because so far, the entire MCU has been chronological.
It's been doing that exactly.
Yeah. Like, for example, Age of Ultron happened a year ago for us, as well as Captain America and Tony Stark.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that was a year ago for them.
Yeah.
And every other movie has just kind of been chronological.
Yeah.
So it would be weird for them to start the Infinity War, and then put in Captain Marvel and Black Panther or Spider-Man
storyline.
And then continue the Infinity War.
Yeah.
So
it'd be taking a step back, which isn't too bad because we do get their origin story, but at the same time, it's not further along the story. It's not pushing it forward.
Yeah. And that would throw off a lot of people. And I think that is throwing off a lot of people, and that's why they're going with the name change.
They're going with the name change.
Because an executive said it's a little misleading as a title.
Right.
Infinity War Part 1 and 2. Because it's not Part 1 and 2 so much as it is, so much like in the sense that it's going to be to be continued, and then you start Part 2. It's kind of like Winter Soldier and Civil War. It's a sequel, but it's not the same story, you know?
Yeah, we were talking about it last podcast where in the comics, what I believe ends... Because we were talking about where you think it was going to end, right? And in the comics, there's a part where Thanos basically kills everybody.
Yeah, he snaps his fingers in the universe.
Well, that's different.
Most of
the
universe.
After.
Oh, after?
Yeah, he does that to show his power.
Uh-huh.
That's just to... Because fuck you.
Yeah.
He snaps his finger, kills half the people on the planet, or on the universe. But once they start to actually fight, there's a point where he pretty much kills everybody. Like, all your favorite superheroes are dead.
Yeah.
And it looks a lot like the scene that Iron Man has, the vision that he has when Scarlet Witch fucks with his mind. That's essentially what it looks like. And then that's where it ends. And then obviously some stuff happens, and everybody gets brought back to life. Which is what we think Quicksilver's gonna be back to life.
I really hope Quicksilver comes back.
But that in between part where everybody's dead, and you absolutely think that it's over. Like, who's gonna?
That would have been a good place.
I think that's where it's gonna end. Yeah. That's where the first part. Well, that's what I thought it was gonna end. But now
that it's not Part 1 and Part 2. Yeah. It really could be anything at this point.
It could be anything. It would have been a good stoppage point.
Oh, definitely. I think it would have worked. And like you said, if there weren't movies in between.
Yeah. We're like, fuck. Like, everybody's dead. Like, how is this?
Yeah.
How is this gonna happen? Like,
who's in between Part 1 and 2 though?
I think it was Black Panther,
and Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel, definitely.
But those got moved with Spider-Man though, didn't they?
Well, Spider-Man got pushed in. So
Spider-Man
is 2017.
So Spider-Man's coming next year.
I think he's coming in before
Infinity War, and then who's before? Is it just Black Panther and Captain Marvel?
I am not 100% sure.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to look into that.
Okay. Well, while you're doing that, I'm gonna dawdle on and pretend I'm talking.
Shit. So it's Civil War, and then later this year, November 4th, we get Doctor Strange. And then next year in May, we get Guardians of the Galaxy.
Then after that, it's Spider-Man.
And then later, yeah, Spider-Man. Was Thor pushed back?
I think Thor was pushed back after Spider-Man, according to the thing I'm looking at right now.
Okay, well, Thor and Black Panther will be coming out that same year, right? They both come out that year.
The one I'm looking at says Black Panther and Captain Marvel are between Infinity War Part 1 and 2. You might be looking at it on.
And this one, it's just I just get Captain Marvel, and when Humans is not happening right now.
Yeah, it's not canceled, but it's definitely...
It's pushed back indefinitely.
Yeah, it's been pushed back indefinitely. It's not part of Phase 3 officially anymore.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, it's
I feel like they're part of a different part of the universe.
A little bit. If it's the Inhumans with, like, Black Bolts and all of that.
Right.
Like, yeah, definitely.
It's kind of like a Fantastic Four thing where they kind of have their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
But they're also part of ours, or I guess...
It's also kind of tied to the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. a little bit, too, because they have Inhumans on the show.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're using Inhumans as, like, mutants, kind of.
Right, they're supposed to be mutants.
Yeah. So I don't know how that's going to work out.
Okay.
But as far as being movies between Infinity War Part 1 and 2, it's just Captain Marvel and Black Panther.
Right.
So that'll be interesting. And it's not really going to be an origin story for Black Panther, too, because we got that origin story in the movie.
The Civil War was basically his origin story.
Pretty much.
I told Steven that I wanted to see their what is it called?
Wakanda?
Yes, but we did get to see it a little bit.
A little bit.
But I wanted to see their ritual.
Oh, the Black Panther ritual?
Yeah, how he got his powers.
We'll probably definitely see that.
Because that is so cool.
So cool. We'll talk about it when we get to Civil War. But Black Panther's so fucking cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, the ritual itself is fucking sick.
Yeah.
Too bad we can't see the Fantastic Four thing.
It's fine.
It's disappointing.
It's fine.
I mean, I wonder if they're gonna, like, invite other
heroes?
Yeah, like, as a replacement for Fantastic Four.
Probably.
Because that's a good comic book, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoops their ass.
So I mean, this next year's gonna be pretty jam packed too. Though
yeah.
It's Thor, Guardians, and Spider-Man.
I mean, starting off with Doctor Strange is gonna be
that's starting. If you're starting in November,
because Doctor Strange is gonna open up so many more possibilities.
Yeah, it really is, with all the magic. And interdimensional
magic.
bullshit. Just magic. So yeah, so we got 4 heroes coming up before the Infinity War. Part
4
1.
big heroes.
4 pretty big names.
Thor and Hulk are gonna be in the same one.
Yeah. Oh shit, you're right.
Yeah.
So we got Doctor Strange, Thor and Hulk are making another appearance, Spider-Man, and the Guardians of the Galaxy.
I'm just looking forward to how Guardians of the Galaxy is gonna tie in.
That's 4 heroes and a group of heroes.
And a group, yeah, that's true.
So okay, yeah. So we got a pretty jam-packed year.
Yeah.
What do you think the name change is gonna be though? Like, if it's not, I mean, it's probably still I don't know. Is it gonna be the Infinity War? Because it's going to revolve around the Infinity Gauntlet, because that's what we've been building up to for the last 10 years.
I think it's going to be something like, not like Dawn of Justice, but something like that, like the beginning of the end. I don't know, something like that. Like, because it has at least one of them has to be called Infinity War.
Probably Part 2.
Probably.
I don't know though. At this point,
I'm sure it'll be a cool fucking title.
If they're changing the name from Infinity War, I don't know what Part 1's going to be.
Yeah, I know.
Definitely going to be about Thanos, though. You know, it's probably mostly going to be about Thanos, actually.
The first one?
I've read that they want you to sympathize with him a little bit more.
You have to.
Well, no, because I imagine they especially want to because they haven't been doing so well with villains in the movies.
Other than Loki?
Other than Loki, I mean, can you name the villains without thinking about it too hard? Who is the villain in Iron Man 1?
Iron Man 1?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I know who he is.
You know the character, but like,
I don't know their name.
He wasn't very memorable. It's Obadiah Stane.
I hate him.
Yeah. Who is the villain in Iron Man 2? Exactly. Whiplash. But
Whiplash. There you go.
Whiplash was actually kind of cool.
I didn't remember him at all. That's why.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Well, nobody remembers Iron Man 2.
It wasn't like that. I don't remember him. I just didn't remember his name.
Oh yeah, no.
I know who he was. He was sick.
No, what else?
Fucking whooped his ass in the fucking racetrack.
Hulk fought Abomination.
He was cool.
I was really hoping they would show him in Civil. Well, we'll get to Civil War.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll talk about it.
But yeah, the villains.
That's what I'm saying though. The villains have always been kind of forgettable.
Is there any other one that you can think of? Maybe.
The Red Skull was super forgettable.
I like Red Skull.
I mean, yeah, but like as far as a character though goes, he's not very interesting.
No, he lost pretty quickly.
Yeah, and he's not interesting. There's no reason to like side with him.
I don't really even like Loki. It's just like it's him. What's his name? The guy.
Tom Hiddleston.
Tom Hiddleston.
He's very charismatic.
He's charismatic.
He's a good actor.
But I don't really like Loki at all.
I mean, And that's fine, but you at least know more about
yeah.
him. He's Thor's brother. You know his family. You know he's not actually part of the family. He's adopted. And you get Loki.
Because he got more of a storyline.
Yeah, you understand him as a character rather than a plot device, you know.
But see, he actually wanted to do good.
Exactly, and that's what makes him, at the very least, a character.
Whereas Thanos he wants to fuck.
For now.
He wants some fuck.
Yeah, he wants some fuck. For those of you unaware, Thanos wants to fuck Death.
Yeah, because Death is a real thing in Marvel.
Because, the embodiment of, Death, like the Grim Reaper.
That's basically, okay, so the bottom line is that Death wants the gauntlet so he can kill people.
Thanos wants the gauntlet.
Yeah.
You said Death.
Thanos wants the gauntlet so that he can kill people so that Death will look at him in a sexual way.
Like, ooh, big
so
man,
he can get some
doing my job for me.
Yeah.
No woman likes that.
And then she feels disgusted, and then that's boom. War.
Yeah, it's actually kind of tragic.
Yeah. Well, he gets put in the friend zone essentially.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah,
while
tragic.
she fucks Deadpool.
So, yes. So yes, tragic.
Yeah. Who also can't die. Poor guy.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all really tragic. It's a really sad love triangle.
Some fuck.
With Death.
Some fuck.
Yeah. So you think they're gonna introduce Death in any of the movies leading up to Infinity War?
I think they should maybe Doctor Strange or Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, one of the two. Because Death is almost like a cosmic force, but there's also something kind of magical, mystical about her.
Right. Or maybe even Thor.
Thor 2, that could definitely work. Honestly, any three of these movies coming out.
Of those movies, other than
probably not Spider-Man.
Probably not.
But the other three, probably.
Unless, he comes for, Uncle Ben.
Oh. You know what, though? It would actually be sick if there's, like, a subtle reference to Death.
So, you know how in...
Like, you just see a shadow go over Uncle Ben?
Yes, okay. I was gonna go to that. Like, Harry Potter, when Voldemort is forming out of the dust?
Yeah.
And you can see him hovering over Dumbledore?
Yeah.
That's something like that would be sick.
Something like that.
And then just the wind takes it away.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Something super, super subtle.
Or it could literally mean that, or you just be like, no, we just want it to look cool.
Honestly, yeah. If you just wanted it to look cool, it could do that. But if they wanted to use it later to be Death...
Kind of like English teachers were like,
oh, that would be awesome.
What was the author really trying to tell you?
Yeah. I want that. In Spider-Man with Uncle Ben dying.
He's like, nothing. The boy was blue. That's it.
Yeah.
He wasn't sad. He was just
blue. It makes sense because Spider-Man's... for being a kid, he's really important in the Marvel universe as a whole. So it makes sense that Death actually comes for Uncle Ben to make sure that Spider-Man becomes Spider-Man. Tragic, but necessary.
We're digging too much into that.
No, I want it to happen. It's gonna be cool. Oh, Spider-Man's the best.
Oh, okay. Let's just get to Spider-Man.
No, hold on. We got. Let's just get Flash out of the way.
That's what I'm saying. Let's get to Spider-Man.
Okay. Right, yeah. Okay. So, since Steven's not here, we can actually talk about the Flash.
Yes.
So, I mean, if you're not caught up, spoiler warning.
Yeah.
For the Flash.
So
as of episode 20, I know.
You want to give it 15 minutes max? 10?
Yeah, we'll give 15.
Okay, 15 minutes max. Go ahead and skip this right now. And we'll see you later.
Maybe
15
we'll
minutes.
write down the time too.
Okay, it's 55 right now.
55 for Flash.
Okay. So, what happened in this episode was, obviously Zoom comes to Earth. He tries to take over our Earth, or Earth 1, and show dominance. And I'm assuming to kind of make Caitlyn love him again?
It's that weird psychopath thing where he wants...
It's like Thanos.
Pretty much like Thanos, but more like, I don't know, there's a handful of villains who do this.
Yeah.
But he captures Caitlyn because they've been kind of bonding while he was pretending to be... Well, wait, though. Hold on. Okay, so we know that there was another Jay.
Right.
Right. That was also Zoom.
Yeah.
But wasn't he the one falling in love with Caitlyn while actual Zoom was off on Earth 2 and terrorizing Barry? Like the Jay that died, or did he just call that Jay to die? Was it actually him the whole time?
It might have just been him. I think you're just confusing yourself there.
Maybe.
There's one thing that I thought you were going to mention, is that when Barry and his father were talking, he mentioned that his maiden's name was Garrick.
That. Okay.
I thought you were going to go there.
Yeah, okay, so... I meant to write all this down while I was watching it so we could do this.
Yeah.
But, so Barry's dad, which is kind of funny because he played the Flash.
In
the TV show.
Yeah.
I think that's what it might be a reference to.
It could be.
It could just be referencing that, or...
I think it's something else.
There is a Jay Garrick on Earth 1 that is not a dick.
That is not... What's his name? What's his original name?
Whose original name?
Zoom.
Hunter Zolomon.
Hunter Solomon.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, Jay Garrick on Earth 1 that isn't Hunter Zolomon.
Right.
Which would be interesting that he's related to Barry.
Yeah, because he's another speedster.
He's another speedster. And also Wally. Okay, we'll get to Wally.
Okay.
So in the last few episodes, Barry lost his powers because they were given to him by Zoom after they were taken by...
They give him an ultimatum to whether either he kills Wally
dies or he gets Barry's speed.
And he went with giving him speed.
And Dr. Wells takes the speed, gives it to Zoom, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, now I have a problem with that. So in the previous episode, a couple episodes before, they mentioned that because the girl who took the speed 9, Velocity 9, she was dying, and they noticed that her speed was blue.
Yeah, her lightning was
blue.
blue.
Shouldn't Zoom's lightning not be blue anymore?
Well, I think it's still in his system.
So it's just forever gonna be blue?
I don't know.
Because that's why I was like,
it's a little unclear.
He's technically not dying because he has a speed now. Because he was dying because he was aging because he didn't have a speed.
Yeah.
But now that he has Barry's speed, he shouldn't be dying.
No.
And so his speed, he shouldn't be blue, right?
So. It shouldn't. I don't know if the blue is because he's dying or the blue is because of the Velocity 9 in his system. That's just... It's still in his system. That's what was killing him before.
Yeah.
But I guess he needed more Speed Force to kind of outlive...
Outrun it?
Yeah. Kind of for his body to kind of outrun the decaying effect of the Velocity 9.
Right.
So that's why he needed Barry's speed.
Okay.
I can only imagine, and we're kind of making up all this fake science on the spot.
Yeah. We're not SMRT people.
Yeah. But
there's a lot of science in this podcast.
There is. A lot of fake, made-up science. I love it. Okay, but the important thing that happened we were getting to was that Barry lost his powers.
Yeah.
And so to get them back, they were going to reactivate the particle accelerator.
Recreate one that's just contained...
And have
an explosion.
Yeah, and have a really cool reference to Flashpoint almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was sick.
It's one of the few things I like about the animated version of Flashpoint is when they have to recreate the experiment that gives Barry his powers back.
So if you don't know what happens, the Flashpoint paradox experiment happens on the roof of Wayne Manor.
With Thomas Wayne as
With
Batman.
Thomas Wayne, which is Bruce Wayne's father.
Alcoholic.
And it's like a really like cheap... It's an electric chair with like some...
With a lightning rod attached to it, and apparently some forensic chemicals.
It's the chemicals that he was using when he got shot, because it landed on him. And so in the show, they injected him with it, because obviously he was struck with them.
Yeah.
And then the electricity came down, and he blew up.
Yeah, okay, so they turn on the accelerator, they strike him with lightning, they put chemicals in him, and then he just fucking disintegrates.
He disintegrates.
You see it in slow motion, you see him get torn apart.
Now,
it's pretty gnarly.
I have a theory.
Oh yeah,
I'm pretty sure I'm correct.
I'm pretty sure we're both about to be correct.
He becomes a Speed Force.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
At least if not the actual Speed Force, he goes into the Speed Force as like it's not exactly another dimension.
He becomes Speed himself.
It's another plane of existence almost.
Right. Yeah.
So that's probably what's happening now.
Yeah. And then
also
because of that, the explosion caused another radiation wave like it did in the first explosion, which then happened to hit Wally West and Jesse Wells, his daughter.
Yeah, and so we're definitely
fairly certain that that's gonna be Wally West's origin story.
Well, and Jesse Quick. Because it's Jesse. She got hit with the Speed Force.
Because it has to be.
Because it has to be. But
I don't know how I feel about so many speedsters being in the same show together.
You know, I've read a lot of people are getting a little uncomfortable with all these superpowered, like, especially speedsters.
I mean, I like the speedsters, but because it's a villain every season or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just like they're all on the same team now. That's kind of weird.
Yeah. I mean, I can imagine this turning in, like, being used for one really cool speedster fight.
Yeah.
Because I feel like for being a show about the Flash, they don't use those slow-mo effects very often enough.
Yeah, they
don't. Not to satisfy me anyway. Like, I want to see more of that super fast slow-mo fight.
You know what though? I guess what they can do is maybe send Wells, or at least her, back to Earth too.
They could, because she's a speedster. She can just go in.
And that's her own Earth. Like that's her.
She could be a Flash on her Earth.
Exactly.
She'd be Jesse Quick on Earth too.
Yeah.
And
that could work.
And that takes care of one speedster.
Yeah, and then of course Wally West is his.
It's kind of his sidekick.
In the comics, it's his sidekick.
As Kid Flash.
To not call him a sidekick, it's his companion.
It's his companion, and he's Kid Flash. I doubt they're going to call him Kid Flash on this, though.
They might.
I don't think so. He's not a kid.
Oh my God. Kid Flash. What was the other? Impulse, maybe?
Impulse isn't a character. Well, they might just call him Impulse, though.
Yeah.
Impulse.
It's Bart Allen.
Yeah. Maybe.
I imagine they just didn't have to call him Bart like that, because
they might call him Impulse. I doubt they'll go with Kid Flash, though.
Yeah, he's kind of old.
He's kind of too old to be called Kid Flash. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Kid Flash was Kid Flash was old.
Probably happen is he'll be the Flash while Barry is gone in the Speed Force.
This is true.
Because I mean that's what happens anyway. He takes up the mantle as the Flash.
Yeah.
I'm hoping he gets a cool outfit and he doesn't just use the red one.
And he does have like a super boner for Barry right now, or for the Flash.
Yeah, he does. So he'll probably be all for it. And Joe will be like, "No, don't do it."
Yeah, but yeah, his boner's gonna be.
But his Flash boner's too hard for him to stop. It's a third leg for him to.
So
run
I mean, it'll only take a day for us to realize whether or not we're correct.
We're correct. We're right for sure. Barry's not dead.
No, he's not dead.
That's stupid.
Yeah. Wally can't hold the show on his own yet.
No,
he's not.
If ever.
Yeah, exactly. If ever. Yeah, I don't think he can.
It's really just such a shame that the DC cinematic universe isn't connected to this in any way.
Yeah,
because the Flash is actually doing some really good work.
Yeah. Damn. So I mean, we still have 2 more extra minutes, but I think we're done
with Flash.
Yeah, I mean, unless you have something else.
Did anything else happen? I mean, there's some cool stuff with like Francisco.
Well, Francisco or Vibe's brother came.
Is his name Francisco?
Yeah, his name's Francisco. His brother was in the show again, but then his alternate Earth 2 brother came out as well, trying to kill Vibe because he killed his brother, or Earth 2 Francisco, or Cisco.
Cisco, yeah. I forget that Cisco is for Francisco.
So that's a thing. That was the villain of the episode.
Yeah, it was called Rupture, right?
Which one?
The villain, he was called Rupture?
Yeah, Rupture.
Yeah. I thought he was the Grim Reaper.
No, I didn't think
who was another DC villain.
Yeah, it's not just.
I guess it's not. It was just.
I want to see more of the Rats.
The what?
The Rats, the ones that from because, okay, so you had a question about who they were in the episode where he goes back in time, the Dementor.
Oh yeah, the Speed Wraiths.
They're basically death.
They are.
To speedsters.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's fucking rad.
So whenever they.
Do you think he's gonna see those in the Speed Force?
Definitely.
Oh, it's gonna be sick.
Because, well, they're basically protectors of the Speed Force. Mm-hmm. If you violate it by going back in time and fucking up timelines,
you gotta
and stuff,
die.
he's like, you know, you're messing the timeline. So
to balance it out, you need to die.
So that's what they are.
That's rad.
And so, I'm assuming we're gonna see more of them, just because we didn't get to see enough of them last time.
Maybe. I mean,
maybe third season.
I don't think Barry's violating any kind of timeline.
He's going back in time, dude.
He's not though. He's just in the Speed Force right now.
Well, right now he is, but he's not supposed to be there.
Yeah, but like that's not violating the timeline.
But he's still not supposed to be there.
We'll find out.
We'll find out.
The Flash is doing super good.
So yeah, come back next week. We can have a full, like, 25-minute maybe
talk
podcast about
Flash. Just the Flash. Well, there's a new episode tomorrow.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I work tomorrow, so.
No. Well, you're off Wednesday, right?
I'm off. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
All right. So we ended the Flash conversation at 1:05.
1:05, 15 minutes.
Perfect.
So, that's the last thing, right?
Yeah, this is the last thing, and arguably the most important thing
for us, anyways.
Yeah. Civil War, our spoiler-free talk.
It's a spoiler-free talk. We're gonna have one with Noah, hopefully. That's gonna be going up later this week, if not the same day as this podcast.
Ideally.
And so yeah.
Okay.
Go. Start us off.
Okay.
Spoiler-free.
Yeah, spoiler-free. Okay. So. Spider-Man's cool.
Spider-Man's great.
Spider-Man's super good.
Okay, so beginning of the story, first half, I heard a lot of people saying that the first half was really, really boring, or not boring, but kind of boring.
Okay, so where this comes from though is that this movie, it's not an Avengers movie.
It's not an Avengers movie.
This is definitely a Captain America movie.
Yeah.
And it's definitely a sequel to The Winter Soldier.
It's
the same directors, I believe, too.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that it feels like The Winter Soldier as far as like how dialogue heavy it is and story driven it is.
Yeah.
This isn't an action movie like The Avengers. Yeah. So because it's a sequel to Winter Soldier, it's just as dialogue heavy and story driven as that one.
And because it's the beginning to the end essentially. In terms of it's the beginning to phase 3, right? It's
sort of. Is this phase 3?
I imagine it is.
I'm so confused at where this phase is ending and starting.
But it's somewhere near the end and the beginning of phase 3. Easy.
Mm-hmm.
Because we get the introduction of Black Panther. We get the introduction of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And we get the kind of hint here that Captain America is going to be gone.
Yeah.
Like he looked like he was doing his farewell.
Sort of. Yeah. Maybe. But it's definitely the end of this chapter, at least, with the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Without getting into the spoilers or any specifics, like this portion of the story is closed. And it's as far as that's concerned, being like kind of an emotional story for Cap, like it was really good. Like,
yeah, it was really good. I actually liked the diplomatic talks, the whole talking.
No, that was very great. Interesting. I know that's not for everybody for sure, because you know.
Imagine like a Bourne movie, Bourne Supremacy or whatever.
Yeah, Bourne.
With superheroes.
Yeah. I can see people not liking it though because of all the dialogue. Like Winter Soldier is regarded as one of the best of the MCU right now.
In terms of action.
No, that's as far as story.
I didn't think it was that.
Oh no, I've heard people say it's the best one like all around. My point is though that it's not for everybody because of that. Like my girlfriend, that's one of her least favorites. Yeah. She doesn't like the Winter Soldier very much.
It's a great movie.
And this is very much like the Winter Soldier, so be cautious of that going in. It's not an action slugfest like the first Avengers movie was.
No, at least not in the beginning.
No. The airport fight though is really cool.
The airport fight was at least half an hour long.
Yeah, it was really long.
It was longer than I thought it would be.
Yeah, and worth every minute.
Definitely.
Because it was awesome.
I like the transitioning that they were doing. So there was a lot of talks in the U.S. and then there was some in Vienna, and there was some in London.
Yeah.
So instead of having to travel all that time, they would just show a landscape of the city and then put London, so that you know where you are and you know what they're doing there. And so it ended in Vienna, right? That's the UN.
I think so.
That's what the meeting was, and that's where. I mean, we saw this in the comics, and then sorry, not the comics, in the trailer, right? How T'Challa became.
You see it a little bit in the trailer. You can assume what's happening, but let's avoid it because.
Well, the UN is where it all begins.
Yeah, it's sort of where it starts, especially
That's about 40 minutes into the movie.
Yeah. That's where the real conflict of the movie starts. That's where Team Cap and Team Iron Man start forming.
Yeah. You get hints in there between the talks of the the meetings.
The whole argument though between not just Team Cap and Team Iron Man, but like the whole reason that divides them is actually really interesting because in the comics it was super easy to just look at it as Tony's being a dick and Cap is right.
Yeah.
Because that's what it turned into. But the movie handled it really well.
They made me care for Iron Man.
Yeah, like as you're watching them argue, you're like, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
No, you're right.
You're both right.
Yeah.
In your own way. And
they mention Sokovia a lot.
They do mention Sokovia a lot because it was really important.
It was, yeah.
Sokovia was important. The events that happen in this movie at the beginning are very important.
Right.
The alien invasion, not so much.
Yeah,
a little bit.
They were kind of...
But mostly Sokovia.
It wasn't really the alien invasion, but the damage that they made to the city.
Well, all of this is the damage that they caused.
Yeah, that's essentially what it boils down to.
And that's the argument is, should they be accountable and have to answer to somebody for all this damage, or is it for the greater good anyway? Because they can respond and cause this damage. So that's really what the argument comes down to, and it's interesting.
Yeah, it's really good.
Because I went in Team Cap. I mean, I knew I was probably Team Cap anyway, but like hearing Tony argue about it and just his point of view, because he talks about it a little bit in one of the clips that were released. He's like, Cap says something along the lines of like, if we sign this away, we're working for a government where it's run by people and people have agendas. And Tony was like, well, that's good. Agendas can change. If I didn't change, I'd still be selling weapons. I wouldn't be Iron Man today.
And he said, but you chose to do that yourself. Like,
not
said, somebody else.
We'd be signing away our right to choose.
Yeah.
See, the argument it's really well written.
Yeah. So they both have really good arguments in terms of deciding what sides you want to choose.
Yeah, both sides make sense.
Yeah.
Whereas in the comics, that wasn't necessarily the case.
I mean, you could go for like Iron Man, but at the same time, you're like, you're just being an idiot.
Yeah, in the comics, he was being just kind of a dick.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, so where do you think you fall though? Like,
I still go Captain America.
Team Cap. Yeah.
Obviously, I'm a little lighthearted over to Iron Man just because he has Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But
yeah, before the movie, Steven was asking me like, so are you Team Cap or Team Iron Man? I was like, I'm Team whoever Spider-Man's team is on.
But even then, like, I mean, you guys always say it to me too, both you and Steven, even Noel as well. I have a thing for going for the superhero who's doing the right thing. Like, as much of a villain that I am, like I hate superheroes sometimes. And I love how villains just take control and like Luthor.
There's definitely an appeal to like a good villain.
But I like the guy who does the right thing, like Captain America, Superman. Those are the superheroes I like. And you guys fucking talk shit to me for it.
Well, I hate Superman, and it's not because he's a Boy Scout, because that's what Captain America is. Yeah. I hate Superman because he's an OP bitch. who is also a Boy Scout, but not because he is a Boy Scout.
But like you and Steven and Noel always like, hey, you fucking like the Boy Scout. That's what you guys call it.
Well, I call him the Boy Scout because that's just what he is compared to Batman.
Yeah.
It's easy to identify him as the Boy Scout, but he's an OP bitch. That's why I don't like him. But Captain America as the Boy Scout is really noble and like.
And he's like the Boy Scout.
Yeah, he is the Boy Scout.
The highest authority of a Boy Scout you can be.
Yeah.
Right under the president.
He's Scout Captain.
Yeah, Scout Captain.
Yeah. And I do like Captain America a lot though.
Yeah.
Just from the very first, the first Avenger movie when he jumps on the grenade at camp.
Yeah.
Like
he's a scrawny
you fall in love with that character right away.
Yeah. Well, I fall in love with him anyways because he looks fucking hilarious.
Oh, because he's a little skinny Captain America.
Yeah, because it didn't work out. Like the body and like the face, it just.
Yeah, you could still tell he was hot underneath the CGI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still felt inadequate next to him.
Yeah. But I want to get back. The airport scene was really good. I want to get back to that. Every single hero who was fighting there got like at least one shot of them doing something really cool.
You know what though? I think the only one who didn't get a shot was Falcon.
I want to say he got a couple cool.
Him and then War Machine. War Machine did nothing.
War Machine kind of got his ass kicked a little bit.
The whole time.
A little bit.
The whole time.
Without spoiling it or specifics, yeah, he got his ass kind of thrown around.
Yeah, and he got the worst beating of them all.
Yeah.
He was useless.
He wasn't great, but it was cool though.
And he has like see, that's the bad part because he has the most like weaponized costume.
He should have been one of the heavy hitters on the
team.
But
he can't use it because then he kills people. Like you can kill somebody, and you don't want to kill. Like you're fighting them, sure.
He doesn't. I don't think he has any stun settings.
But you're like they're your friends. Like you don't want to kill them.
Well, I mean,
at the end of the day, like if you actually need their help, they're gonna be dead. Or if you damage them enough, they won't help you.
Yeah, none of them are powered on Cap's team are powered enough to survive any of that.
He has nukes on him.
He does have a nuke on him that didn't work at all.
Like
the ex-wife just doesn't work.
Like, jeez, like you can't throw that at somebody. He's not die. Like,
no.
Ant-Man is a human.
If you were on the other team, it might have worked because Vision can take a beating, Iron Man can take a beating, Black Panther can take a beating.
Black Panther, yeah. Spider-Man can take it too.
You did take a beating.
He did take a beating.
But because he's on their side, like it doesn't matter. He would kill the entire team if he wanted to.
But it's like he was.
I think he wanted to kill like Bucky, but like.
Well, he just wanted to. Yeah, I guess.
But other than
he's
that,
a punk bitch.
Bucky?
No.
Oh, War Machine.
War Machine.
What a punk bitch. I don't know, but yeah, it's weird that he's such a heavy hitter and he couldn't do anything.
Yeah, I felt really annoyed of that. Like, he just didn't do anything. He was just
kind of there. He was just there for the numbers.
Yeah.
He's there to even the team out.
Take the hits.
Yeah. Spider-Man stole the show during that
Black
fight.
Panther. Let's go to Black Panther first.
Okay.
Black Panther was fucking awesome, dude.
He was really
both
sick.
him and Spider-Man stole the show completely.
Oh, they stole the movie. The entire they make up my favorite parts of the movie together.
Yeah, every single piece that when I think of the movie, they're in
my favorite parts of the movie, exactly.
And it was executed well. The costume was fucking legit.
The costume's really good. It's really it's not just a skin tight suit like in the comics. Like the comics kind of draw it as a skin tight suit. But,
it's like leather.
Well, it's vibranium.
But it's like it looks like leather. Like to the naked eye who doesn't know what it is, it's a Black Panther with leather.
Yeah. But it's Black Panther was super cool. I'm really excited to see his movie because I want them to go into what he can do and him as a superhero. I want to see more of that because the little you do see in Civil War is really cool.
Yeah.
Just
very aggressive
very aggressive. He's a super aggressive fighter.
Yeah.
I want more of that.
You know what I liked about him is that they got the acrobatics, because he's very agile, he's very fast, and there's a lot of parts in the movie where he's fighting somebody and he does like a jump kick.
He's super fluid.
He throws in like 3 kicks before he touches the floor.
And with the triple kick.
And it looks realistic. Like it looks possible.
Yeah. Another thing to pay attention to if you're going to watch the movie is he doesn't make a lot of noise when he drops down from high spots.
Yeah, like a cat.
There's a particular chase where he's you see some of the chase in the trailer. It's the Bucky, Captain America, and Black Panther chase.
In the cars.
They drop off a building at one point. And you hear Bucky roll.
Yeah.
You hear Cap drop on a shield and roll.
Yeah.
And you see Black Panther drop, but you don't hear it.
It sounds kind of like a t-shirt falling on the floor.
A little bit. You barely hear it.
Yeah. It happened, But only because you were listening to it.
Only because you saw it.
Yeah.
And you associate
it correlates.
It correlated with the soft sound.
But if you didn't, like, if it was like, you wouldn't have heard it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Much like a cat.
And you hear that a lot of that in his scenes. Like, you don't hear him stepping very often. It's a really cool detail.
Because it's like a pouncing, I guess.
It's a really cool detail.
The nails work sick too. They retract.
Vibranium nails.
He had vibranium nails on his costume, and they retract at will.
Yeah.
Like whenever he feels that he's no longer in danger or that he's not gonna fight, they just slowly retract.
The suit is awesome. He just shakes off. He's like helicopter
bullets.
Yeah.
I like the helmet. How it was kind of. It looked like the Power Rangers from the first movie. I don't know if you've seen the movie.
I've never seen it, but.
Well, it's a helmet. It's not a mask.
Yeah.
I thought that was really
I guess you mean.
sick.
Yeah, kind of like how Batman has worn it like that sometimes in various cartoons.
Yeah. It was.
It's okay. So the neck piece comes to like the back of the skull,
right,
and then the helmet comes off the top of his head and his face.
It kind of looks like the Iron Man. No.
It's shaped kind of like the Iron Man mask and helmet.
Yeah.
Just if you pictured the neck part coming up almost to the back.
Imagine he has like a turtleneck.
Yeah, like a turtleneck sweater that goes up to the back of your skull.
Right, and then obviously, helmet comes off.
And the helmet comes off the top.
It unbuckles from the back and shows from face.
Yeah, it's really cool. And then Spider-Man's suit.
Spider-Man's suit. Oh, well, the first one doesn't.
Yeah, but that's
okay. So
remember, this is spoiler-free talk.
Yeah, there is a costume that he has in the beginning. Obviously, he doesn't have the mechanized one with the lenses that we saw in the trailer.
I don't think so.
No. We see one that has it's homemade, and we talked about it in the podcast already.
Yeah.
There's like YouTube videos of him on the internet, and that's the one you see him wearing.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously Tony Stark is like, hey, you need an upgrade.
Yeah. So.
And then that's when we get the one that we see in the trailers.
Mm-hmm. It's the upgraded suit that Tony gave him, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Because there's no way he can make that on his own.
Yeah.
That's always a problem I've had with the even the Amazing movies and the Sam Raimi trilogy.
It looks too good.
There's no way Peter Parker made that outfit. Either of those outfits.
Like, this is the first time we're talking about this on the podcast, but we've talked about a Spider-Man show to make, and I've looked into like how we can make a costume, what costumes we could use to make it look realistic, and it is not easy.
No,
not easy at all.
Not.
There's a lot of it's not only expensive, but it's a lot of little things that you need to get here and there.
Yeah.
And it's not.
If you're going for the Spider-Man look, it's not cheap.
And then not to mention see, okay, I'm looking at about $200 costume maybe. That's like a really good one, $200 to $300 one. But the Spider-Mans that we've seen are either poor, or they need a job, or they're young and so they're still in school.
Yeah, so there's no way
that they can afford a $300 suit. Yeah. And keep it a secret from like their aunt.
Yeah. Who needs rent money?
Yeah. So that to me is, Yeah. And I'm glad to see that they went a different route this time.
Yeah. There's not much else to talk about.
Without spoilers,
that isn't spoiler free. So,
and
even now we're kind of dipping into it a little too much.
Yeah,
I think.
I feel like
So
I'm trying to see if there's anything else we can mention without fully giving into it. We've a Giant Man. We spoke about this before. The pop figure.
He was spoiled with the Lego set
and the pop figure.
We won't tell you when that happens.
But we'll tell you that it looks fucking legit.
It looks awesome, and as you would expect, Paul Rudd is hilarious.
Yeah. So he's great.
That's a lot of fun during the movie.
It's funny because as soon as you see it, you know when it's gonna happen. Like, it's not even a surprise. You're like,
if you're aware of Giant Man,
that's right, yeah.
And if you know the comics, or you even were spoiled with the Lego set, you'll know when it's about to happen.
Yeah. If you don't, because we saw a lot of like surprises in the theater.
If you don't, then I'm sorry, we just spoiled it for you. But it's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun, yeah. Well, I mean, I think
that's one of the highlights for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll definitely close it out. Shit.
Wait, make sure to stay in the theater as long as you possibly can, because there's about 2 cutscenes.
There are 2 cutscenes. There's one mid credits, and then don't leave after that because there's one at the very, very end.
It's
just stay.
Just stay until the lights go on. And completely on.
Before we go, video of the week this week is Asian Corn Lady.
Oh shit, we didn't mention any of that.
That's fine. It's just a quick mention at the end.
Okay.
We got Asian Corn Lady. So you probably have seen this before, just based off the description. Asian Corn Lady. You might know what I'm talking about already.
It went viral this week. So
yeah, it's everywhere right now. If for some reason you're listening to this and haven't seen that video yet, somehow.
The link will be in the description.
The link will be in the description. It's hilarious.
And then
it comes in like 6 parts, apparently.
Yeah. Our lady of the week, which is not even a lady,
it's another woman of the week,
sexy man.
Following Sigourney Weaver. Woman of the week is Marissa Tomei,
aka
who plays Aunt May in Civil War.
But as Mock likes to call her.
Oh, she plays Aunt May. You'll see. You just go watch the movie. You'll see.
You'll see.
You'll see.
You'll see.
All right, guys.
You'll see.
We'll see you next week.
Oh, make sure you tune in for the next podcast, spoiler cast, where we actually review. We talk about spoiler, everything that we can.
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man, boom.
Hopefully, there's no technical difficulties like last time.
That sucked.
Because we didn't even have it.
That's true.
Yeah. So.
All right. Bye.
Bye, guys.